What's going on, gamers? So we got a new update here. Oh man. Basically from Sony streamlining to PlayStation users, I think in a beta program at the moment, to test a new home screen UI redesign, which is actually pretty good. Um, it says Sony launched in April 2026 PS6 or PS5 the PS6 system software beta featuring a new horizontal menu bar at the top left. What tabs for PlayStation Plus? Store, games, library, and media navigated by L1 and R1 buttons. So right quick, if we click on this, we kind of get an idea of that right up there at the top, which is actually very nice. I'll get back to this in a second. So this is what they're talking about. The tabs with PlayStation Plus, Store, Games, Library, and Media navigated by L1 and R1 buttons. This setup declutters the main screen, similar to the PlayStation 4's function menu, and has drawn positive feedback from testers. I don't know who Redek is, or Redek, however you say it, like Redek, who called it cleaner and more organized. Yeah, we also got something else to talk about in this video too, which is kind of interesting that Sony announced as well too. Definitely it's two announcements today, but I agree. Like I think this is actually better, and giving people the option to do that is obviously better. This is one thing that I always thought that Sony did a good job on, starting at the beginning of this generation, is that you actually had a next gen interface for the PlayStation 5. It felt like that, whereas like Xbox was still kind of like feeling like it was last gen. They didn't give you a next gen UI interface or next generation dashboard. Sony had that going and they did a good job with that, along with like the DualSense and everything, because everything kind of felt like it was really next gen with some exclusives and all that. And then it said, while some miss PlayStation 4's pretty much, user interface or older futures, early glimpses shared on Reddit suggest Sony is refining navigation for a smoother experience ahead of a possible wider release. And this just went live recently, by the way. As you see, last updated 21 minutes ago, and in case Grok wants to add some stuff in or something like that. But going over here to the picture that MBG posted, there's some funny comments too. We see it right here, L1, PlayStation Plus, the PlayStation Store, the PlayStation Controller, something that really isn't that is not really a video game. You know what I mean? You kind of want your games to kind of be on there, and it kind of just cleans it up instead of making it like all that being on a huge square. It's like up there and it's a little bit more organized. And if you want that, you can click that way, which I think is pretty cool. And if we go over to the screenshot, we can actually zoom in and see that this is what it looks like closer up. So what do you guys think about this? I want you to let me know what you think. We're going to be reading some comments here in a second because that's pretty funny. That was like going down and multiple people are posting this, obviously. I said, please give us themes. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have like your custom stuff. So, I mean, that's better than nothing. But I guess people are still huge on that. They've given us some PlayStation aspects where you get free PlayStation Plus or PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 themes and stuff, which I think were cool. Finally, a new UI design, Matt says. I'm hoping for a redesign of the PlayStation Store as well. Beta testing opening for PS5 Pro users. Cool. Yeah, I think for sure they're probably getting that going. And then we know PS6 is going to have a redesign as well. Over here, he says, I speak for everyone. We don't want themes. LMAO. I don't know about that, man. So this guy's talking about fake news. I don't know about that. I really miss folders. Those huge posters for each game should stay, just less bloat. Things I will never click at, even intentionally. Take notes from PS3 and PS4. They have good UI designers too. Yeah. Dynamic themes about to make a debut when PS6 is out. The plan is clear here. That's a possibility, yeah. I mean, when you think about like making something like that, you can kind of like what he's saying, you can kind of like get the idea of sharing at this a lot more and like staring at it and basically seeing that yeah, I can kind of take a look at this, which I think is cool. I mean, because you kind of have the idea when you click on something, this kind of gives you a highlight of the game there too. But if you want your own custom stuff, I understand what people are saying. That's something people are always going to want, like no matter what. So and then if somebody doesn't want it, it's like, yeah. So I mean, we could take a look at some of these comments, but people seem to be saying that it's fake, bro. Sony beta software always have beta watermark at the corner. Nothing here. No, it's currently rolling out to people in select regions. And it's like, no, it's not fake. So just if you read that and you thought somebody was saying, it's like, no, there goes another screenshot right here with a different dashboard. What are you talking about? This is something people are testing actually right now, and it looks more cleaner and better. So yeah, we get our answers for that, and it's not something made up. Now going over to the next thing, which I think is very interesting. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Is Sony announcing something called the Playerbase? It's some update where they take a scan of you and they put you inside of the game. It's like, you know, there's going to be a negative reaction to that and a positive reaction to that, which is interesting. It says Sony launches the Playerbase to put fans in Gran Turismo 7. But that's just the beginning. Gran Turismo 7 is just one game that they're going to be testing on, but you're going to be able to be put into other games. Immediately when you think of this, you know what people are going to think PlayStation Home, right? If you guys remember that in the PS3 era, which I thought was pretty cool. But getting to this, it says Sony Interactive Entertainment announced the Playerbase on Tuesday, right? Inviting loyal fans from select regions to apply for a chance to have their likeness 3D scanned and added as a character portrait in Gran Turismo 7. And then immediately, you know, you're gonna see some comments like, "You trying to scan me? You trying to ID me?" It's like, dude, that's everywhere. It is. Trust me, bro. It's been around. Go to the Xbox Connect days. Go to your phone. All that. It's been doing that, man. Applicants share their gaming history via PlayStation.com/the-Playerbase. It's not like it's some, you know, thing you got to do. You got to turn on PlayStation. You better do this. You get, you know what I mean? It's like, no. You can ignore it. But there always has to be like the overdramatic reactions to that, and we'll probably get to some comments here and see that. With one winner flown to Los Angeles for scanning and perks like a custom fantasy logo and vehicle library that stays in the game forever. Yeah, if the game is up forever. Vice President Isabel Tomates called it a thank you to players who've shaped PlayStation over 3 decades, but plans to expand to more titles soon. While many fans are thrilled, some question the lack of compensation for the likeness. And you guys know what that means. It's what people are going to say. So if we go ahead and click on this and go down some comments with the idea, nah, we don't want this. Bring back PlayStation Home. We will talk scanning. That's pretty funny. So here's the thing with that. This is something that I think Sony could have expanded further out to PS4 and had it even better. Now it could have their own sim world and even more worlds to expand upon with their IPs. I don't know why they shut down PlayStation Home and didn't continue it. There was something else on PS4 that was actually worse. I'm like, oh man. So Bingo says, I'm not giving y'all my facial data. Nice try. Well, there's the thing. I think if that's something that they really wanted, they would have made it mandatory or just do it secretly without your consent. And this is done all the time, trust me, with snapshotting and all that type of stuff. So that's the thing with this, where it's like, I think if people want to do that, they don't care about that because they have nothing to hide. Unless you're thinking about somebody selling your data third party on some market or something, which happens all the time. It's happening already. We're itching closer and closer to PlayStation Home again. Let's go. Some people were probably thinking that, oh man, does this mean they're going to prepare something like that in multiple games and probably make something like PlayStation Home? It's like, I don't know, PlayStation Home was a cool social simulator. I don't know if they have any plans for it. Dropping raw photogrammetry scans into a 60 FPS real-time engine is impossible. The real flex here is the automated topology pipeline. Standardizing the skeletal rigging for thousands of unique player meshes sounds like an absolute technical nightmare. Kojima finding out he's going to have access to a bunch of new feed scans. You know, people are going to like that. Because he's definitely a guy that wants to scan. Can get PlayStation Home. Instead of this, there goes another player. How to collect users' faces. Ask for ID for age verification to protect the kids. X. Haha, scan your face in-game checkmark. I mean, I know people have their doubts when it comes to that type of stuff, but I don't think they want to put themselves in this position. Then we got, nah, oh hell nah. I can't wait to be in Gran Turismo 8. Corpo 1, how do we skip having to spend money on character design without using completely generative AI? Corpo 2, I think I got an idea. Damn, Sony about to use people's identities for anything. So like I said, you're going to be having these type of comments, which, you know, they have a right to think that, which I kind of think is funny. What about the Patrick Bateman character model? PSVR 2? Like I said, with all that type of stuff, that's already kind of like happening secretly. Welcome back, PlayStation Home. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are liking that. So there we get it on there. There's two things here with that Sony's going to be having around the corner. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. I think that this one is comical, but then people are always gonna have their doubts. But the UI is something that I think is cool. That gives people the option to benefit all gamers. I mean, and then you can stare at your background a little bit more too, and just have like a cleaner interface at the top. So leave a comment down below as usual. Let me know what you guys think. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. As usual, bringing you daily videos. Later, y'all.